Viewers, greeting from the ADS forum. I am Anna Anto with a new episode. So today we will be discussing about the Waqf Amendment Bill. Now it has become a law. So today I have with me Professor D.K. Giri, Secretary General of ADS. Welcome, Professor.
Thank you.
We just witnessed a marathon of debate on both the houses of the parliament. The opposition blamed BJP for bringing this law into the parliament. So my first question is it unconstitutional?
Yeah, that is one of the allegations that opposition is making, because the Muslims have a personal law, and only minority institutions and minority assets are to be managed by the minority organizations. They have that freedom. Christians, Sikhs, Jains and Muslims. And Muslim also are governed by a personal law. But the government is maintaining that this is a statutory body, so it does not come under personal law. So that is why it is not unconstitutional. But you know, several parties have now filed a writ in the Supreme Court. So when Supreme Court hears it, we will know whether it is constitutional or not. But to my mind, statutory bodies, they are under the government's purview. For instance, the Devasam Board, until Supreme Court gives their verdict on it.
So on the basis of what you just said, my second question is it communal?
That is the biggest allegation that the opposition is saying, that BJP is trying to polarize the electorate. That of course is an open allegation and open debate we hear during every election. Again, using the same argument, if it is a statutory body and if there are irregularities that has come to the attention of the government and they could intervene, and this was run by all Muslims. I think they have 22 members on the board, and the government has, according to the new law after the amendment, government is saying 4 members who are non-Muslims, they can join the board. The Muslim League, I heard the debate in the parliament, and I was listening to Asauddin Owaisi, and he said, can a Muslim join a Hindu board, for example, Devasam board? The polarization or the consolidation of Hindu boards is an allegation that goes with BJP strategy really. So there is not much debate on that. I would say from political point of view it is communal, but from administrative point of view, if the government has the jurisdiction or authority to intervene in functioning of any institution in the country, then it is not communal. So there could be 2 ways of looking at it.
So on this bill, the former president of Indian National Congress, Sonia Gandhi, commented by saying that BJP bulldozed this bill. So do you agree?
Yes, I saw that statement, and there was a counter by Honorable Speaker of Lok Sabha, and she said it is unfortunate that a senior member of the parliament should cast an aspersion on the functioning of the parliament. Well, she said it in exasperation, I think. That's what usually ruling parties and more so BJP does in the parliament. And there are other members of parliament who have complained in the past that they didn't have enough space or opportunity to discuss particular bill. But this one, an opposition has worked out on many occasions, but this particular bill was debated in both houses, and you said in your introduction that it was a marathon debate, and it happened, it went into to the midnight in Lok Sabha, and I think the voting took place in Rajya Sabha at 2:30 a.m. in the morning. So it was debated thoroughly in both houses. So on this particular bill, to say it was bulldozed or it was brought and passed with use of force would be a overreaction, I would say. But in the other bills, it has happened, and it has been raised by not only members of parliament, by journalists, political commentators and others. So I think keeping that in mind, Madam Sonia Gandhi would have made that statement, and Speaker has countered it without naming her. So if you ask this particular bill, I would say it was really debated in the Parliament and it was done constitutionally following the parliamentary protocols. So that would be my reaction to it. But looking at the history of behavior of the political parties, particularly ruling party, the debate has not taken place duly in a democratic way in many other bills, and the onus of maintaining the decorum and giving space to everyone in the parliament, small or big parties, lies on the ruling party, and they should be more sensitive and careful in making the parliament more inclusive. Their slogan has been that we want to build an inclusive society, inclusive politics, sabke saath and sabka vikas. So that is their catch slogan. So, but Parliament, the highest decision making in our country, should be more inclusive and more deliberative and not so much disruptive, which most parties are accused of. So, the Parliament is supreme, and we should really respect the parliamentary traditions and parliamentary norms. So, Sonia Gandhi's accusation, he stands over a period of time on BJP's parliamentary behavior, but not on this particular bill.
So lastly, I would like to ask you, like as a young generation, we don't know the importance or the intricacies of this bill. So what's your take on that?
Yeah, Waqf board, I mean, this is an Arabic word which means actually a donation, and when you give away something for a charity or a public cause, that's called Waqf, and anybody who does that is called a Waqfi, and there is a caretaker to manage it. I think the story goes that one Jewish gentleman, I think he donated a large plot of land to Prophet Muhammad, and when the Jewish man, Prophet Muhammad was the caretaker of that land, and when the Jewish man died, Prophet gave it away to public for public use. So I think the tradition begins from there, and anything that you give away, you can't take it back. It belongs to the public, and there is of course a body to manage it. So Waqf board properties were also managed by the Waqf board, and there are allegations, there may be some truth in these allegations, that the government land or the private land has been claimed as Waqf property, and once it is claimed as Waqf property, you cannot question it, and they had a tribunal, and their kind of decision was final. There was no appeal against it. So the government, I think, saw an opportunity, particularly BJP government, to intervene and to take over the management of the Waqf properties. And I think they have huge properties. There's some 34 lakh acres of Waqf land, and India being a populous country and land deficit country, people are looking for surplus land anywhere, including the government. So that is another allegation which you don't mention. Maybe it is to grab the property, and government is saying this so much property is not used to the optimum value, so they should be better used, and then of course the Muslim leadership and clergy will claim that bulk of the Waqf property is really graveyard. So how do you make use of that except burying the dead? Anyway, so that is the story of Waqf, and in our country, each religion has their structure to run their common property, and Muslims had this board. But there is a general kind of campaign or assault on Muslims' interest. This is again another political allegation. This could be another step to control the Muslim population and their assets. So that is the story of Waqf board. You can perhaps read up. It is in the public domain, and it has been running since independence, really, and it has been also provided in the Constitution. As I said, the minorities have the right and autonomy in managing their own affairs, including their institutions. I am not sure whether the Waqf board comes under that. As I said, we should wait till the Supreme Court begins to hear this case.
So thank you, sir, for those interesting insights, and thank you viewers for listening. See you soon within another episode. Thank you.